Notation should be made concerning Guadalcanal's final major land battle and the island's bloodiest battle, called the Battle for Henderson Field, which was featured partially in HBO's miniseries The Pacific, highlighting the heroic exploits of Medal of Honor winner Sergeant John Basilone. Several histories recount this battle, which lasted over 3 days, from October 23 to October 25, 1942. All historical accounts agree on one essential point. Major General Alexander Vandegrift, then the commander of the 1st Marine Division, before later becoming Commandant of the Marine Corps in 1944, left Guadalcanal on October 23 with Commandant Holcomb to fly to New Caledonia for talks with Admiral Halsey. Before Vandegrift left, he brought his assistant division commander, Brigadier General Rupertus, to Guadalcanal from nearby Tulagi to assume command in his absence. On this point, all historical accounts agree. Because some biographies were written 6 decades after the fact, along with oral histories that suffer from fading memories, recollections can differ. One work, published in 2002, 60 years after the battle, correctly placed General Rupertus in command of ground forces when Vandegrift left for New Caledonia. But that author suggests that before Vandegrift left, Rupertus became afflicted with dengue fever, a mosquito-borne virus, and therefore could not carry out his command duties during the battle. While it is true that Rupertus, like so many Marines on Guadalcanal, suffered at times from mosquito-borne dengue fever, the most accurate historical evidence shows Rupertus remained in command during the Battle for Henderson Field. This fact is revealed in another fine book that we recommend, No Bended Knee, The Battle for Guadalcanal, an autobiographical account written by General Merrill Twining, who at Guadalcanal was a lieutenant colonel and served as Vandegrift's operations officer during the battle. As operations officer, Twining took direct orders from the commanding general and relayed those orders to subordinates in the field, like Lieutenant Colonels Chesty Puller, Herman Hannikin, and others. In the best position of any Marine to know who was in command, because he took orders directly from the commander, Twining shows Rupertus actively in command during the Battle for Henderson Field, in Vandegrift's absence. In addition to Twining's fine autobiography, Rupertus's command of the battle is supported not only by official U.S. Marine Corps and Navy records, but also in the extensive authoritative work titled Pearl Harbor to Guadalcanal, History of U.S. Marine Corps Operations in World War II, Volume 1, by Lieutenant Colonel Frank O. Huff, USMCR, Major Verl E. Ludwig, USMC, and Henry I. Shaw, Jr. Beyond all that, General Rupertus, in his wartime diary, which he kept each day of battle, corroborates Twining's account. The war diary contains details of Rupertus commanding the battle, leaving no doubt about the active chain of command during the fight. Rupertus's detailed diary keeps exact timelines of the events and commands surrounding the battle, and it aligns with the records of events by Twining and official USMC records. On October 27, 1942, once the battle ended, Rupertus returned to Tulagi to recover from dengue fever, as recorded in his battle diary and 1st Marine Division records of events. Before that, he remained in command for the Battle for Henderson Field. Based on the best historical evidence, any contradictory account marks a mistake in recollection. In fairness, no other authors have had access to General Rupertus's war diary, and so excerpts from the diary have not been publicly revealed until publication of this book. Before World War II, Rupertus served with the China Marines during 2 stints in the 1920s and 1930s, where he witnessed the brutal Japanese bombing and slaughter of 200,000 Chinese military and civilians in Shanghai in 1937. Rupertus knew the Japanese enemy as well as, if not better than any senior officer in the American military. Our historical research for this work is based on numerous official U.S. Navy and Marine Corps records and other archival sources recounting the Marines' invasion of the Solomon Islands, Cape Gloucester, and Peleliu, as well as the Rupertus family's extensive private collection. That collection includes not only the general's war diary and personal writings revealing his account of the war, but also numerous letters, photographs, notes, and articles from wartime leaders such as MacArthur, Nimitz, Vandegrift, and Eleanor Roosevelt. A final important note. During the war, phrases such as Japs and other terms that are now considered derogatory were commonly used in the heated passion of the era. The inclusion of those terms in this book is not meant to slur